If COVID-19 has a silver lining, it's that it's taught us that working from home actually works. And so many companies are going back to a hybrid form of employment. You can work from home some of the time, you can go into the office some of the other times, and it seems to be working. What this does is it reduces the need for all of the desk space. It reduces the need for having all the janitorial services and all the extra auxiliary services that go on when you have a full slate of employees in an office all of the time. The other thing that it does is it saves commute time. And who doesn't want to save time commuting? Except that what that does is it also reduces podcast listening time. That also is good for the planet with the reduction of carbon emissions for all of that driving. And some people find that they focus a whole lot better in the peace and quiet and comfort of their own homes. Now, of course, this isn't for everyone. You might be very distracted. You might be living in a house with a lot of other people. There might be small children around. There may be distractions and noise. It may be very uncomfortable. Maybe you don't have the space to put up an extra desk. And it's a little hard to build a road from the comfort of your living room. So I completely get that this doesn't work for everyone. But if you are able to do a form of hybrid working, how best can you make it work for you? I'm Jen Swanson, your career coach, and on this channel I help you to get the job, love your work, and advance your career. And today I'm going to talk about 3 key things that you will need to make hybrid working work for you. The first thing you need to know is your productivity profile. When do you have your best energy? What are the tasks that you can maybe put off until that window of time in your day where you are at your best? You might not have that kind of flexibility, but if you do, are you able to move your things around, your schedule around, so that if you are a morning person, you can do all of that heavy lifting in the morning? If you are better after you've had lunch, or maybe you're an evening person and you can take the time to do the work that you want to do in the evening. Knowing your productivity profile will help you be the most effective you can be. You might also find that there are things that you can do best at home, and so if you do have the ability to arrange your week in such a way that you do some of the other tasks when you're in person at the office, you can save some of these things where you need some peace and quiet and some think time for when you are in the comfort of your own workspace. Have some non-work interactions with your colleagues. Are there ways that you can talk to your colleagues about topics that are not work related so that you have those water cooler moments that everyone talks about in a virtual setting? Are you able to do that? Can you have celebrations? Can you set up a Slack or a Discord or some kind of other platform where you can quickly access people and chat about something? You don't want to be doing that all the time, but it's really good to build relationships, to enhance those connections, and maybe even to plan things for when you are together in the office. Hey, let's all get together and have lunch on Thursday when we're all there. Let's all show up in person to this meeting or go out after work. Are there ways that you can make sure that you build in that collegiality with your coworkers so that you can have what people love so much about being in an office and being in a workspace? Are there ways that you can join in birthday celebrations and in celebrations of the successes that you have as a team? And you can do that either virtually, or even the better thing is to do it in a hybrid format. And the third thing I have for you today is to bake in some rejuvenation time, some off-screen time. I know that Zoom fatigue is a real thing. I work in a hybrid situation, and I know that I get really, really tired of being on screen constantly. Are there things you can do even for a few minutes at a time? Are you able to go and throw a load of laundry in? Are you able to step out onto a balcony? Are you able to go outside for a little walk? Are there things that you can do in the midst of your day to get yourself off the screen? Maybe pick up the old-fashioned telephone and make a phone call instead of a video chat. Are there things that you can do to give yourself a break from that technology throughout the day that might make it a little bit more balanced, so that you don't end up at the end of a day having spent 7 or 8 hours on a screen without any moment for rejuvenation. Your brains and your eyeballs need digital rest. If you have more ideas on how to make hybrid working a success, please leave them in the chat box below. Hit that like button if you liked this content. And I have a video on how to start remotely if you've never done it before. Some of the best practices that you can employ, pardon the pun, so that you can have a great and successful start and a new job that is starting remotely. So check that out over there, and I will see you next time. Hey, thanks for staying to the end. When it comes to hybrid work models, there is no one size fits all. It is such an individual thing. It depends on you, how you work, and exactly your circumstances. I've been doing it since long before COVID ever happened, and I know the flow and the routine that works for me. But I do have to be aware of bad habits. You know, how many snacks do I need in a day? But it's good to sometimes be able to start dinner or to get some of the laundry done, or, you know, look at a corner of the room and think, oh, maybe I should clean that on my next break. So there are advantages to it, but there can be some challenges as well. Is the distraction actually something productive, or is it a distraction that is actually a procrastination? It's really important to discern that, because you might be fooling yourself. Your brain is really good at doing that. So just be aware. Once you are aware of whether or not you are actually taking a break, or if you are doing something to procrastinate doing something else, and you know, you'll figure out your own little games eventually. Charlie helps me with getting a brain break because he always wants to go outside for walks. Sometimes in between meetings, I will take him to the PARK, especially if I just have half an hour. Uh-oh. Can dogs spell? Can you spell, Charlie? Maybe he can spell. All right, I've got to go because I think we're going to the PARK. I will see you next time. Okay. Hey, sweetie.